What am I looking for? Here it is. Apparently it did. Where the fuck is the fucking thing? Oh, let's unmute this. There it is. What am I looking for? Regular chat. All right. On your time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me make sure my mic is actually set to this one. Where is it? This one. It's not a Nazi. I can't wait to hear the explanation. Close this. Keep this open. For now. I want to hear about the city of Dallas. Did he have a Dallas one as well? I'm gonna put that there. At least I can pay attention to chat. Actually, this will do. Like the city of Dallas logo. Oh, okay.
Hello.
On their cars and stuff. Well, they're definitely from Dallas. Hi there. How are you doing this? At least for me, rainy evening.
Great. So I
Sounds
wanted
good.
to debate you on the topic of whether or not swastikas and other Nazi iconography make somebody a Nazi.
Cool.
Particularly, I
Before we get started,
assume
can I get your name real quick so I know how to address you?
you can just call me by my screen name.
What the hell is your Boost? Okay, I'm just gonna call you
Doc.
Boost.
That's Doctor.
It's Doctor Boost.
Yes.
Okay.
That's Doctor to you.
Gotcha. Good one. So yeah, go ahead. Explain to me how going and paying hundreds of dollars probably to have the icon of Nazism imprinted onto your skin for the rest of your life is not indicative of your political beliefs.
Yeah, so I think that this would be helpful if we could introduce visual aids into this discussion. Now, can I post a picture in your Discord and then you can show it on screen? Don't worry, it's not going to be anything inappropriate. I just don't see where you can drop images here.
I would sure if you'd like to demonstrate something,
Yeah.
I guess by all means. Hopefully, I know how to even grab those, but that'll be my problem to deal with.
I'm in your Discord. I only see a voice channel. Do you have like a general chat where you can drop images into it?
There should be a text one. There should be. Is there not? Okay, here we'll do this.
No.
We'll just do that.
Okay, text
There you
channel.
go.
There we go.
Go ahead.
Okay, now let's see here. Okay, do you see this photo?
Yep, that would be a tiny Batman.
Okay. Is that Batman?
Well, it's somebody wearing a Batman costume.
Okay, so it's not actually Batman.
That is correct. You can put it on and take it off. It's also a small child.
Okay, I see. So, I mean, but they're dressed like Batman, right? But they're not Batman.
Well, they're impersonating Batman for probably Halloween because there's a cultural
Ah,
holiday that we have where we dress up as different people. It's I actually don't remember. I think the origins of Halloween come from I believe a pagan tradition, but I could be wrong about that one. about
Okay.
the
Well,
initial
we don't
origins, but there's a
we don't have to get into
uh-huh.
the
Well, I think it's important.
origins of Sam Hain or whatever the hell.
Oh
The
yeah,
point,
I mean, I think it's
the point.
important because there is kind of a reason why you would
Well,
wear a Batman
the
costume.
the point I'm trying to illustrate is that you can dress up and adopt any label you want. It doesn't necessarily make you that thing. I mean, that'd be like saying, well,
I have a
you
Rockies
know,
hat on.
you ever okay,
I've
and
yeah. So are you saying that I think that I'm on the Colorado Rockies baseball team?
well, you're not.
Right. But I'm wearing the hat though.
Exactly.
So how do we distinguish
So you
the
so
somebody from
you've
these distinguish
proven
these
my
two
own
things?
you've proven my own point.
Mm-hmm. Which is
Just because you appear to be something
uh-huh.
doesn't make you that thing.
Well, okay. So let me ask you, how do you know when someone's a casual fan or a hardcore fan of something?
Uh, I don't know how.
I mean, is there anything that you yourself are a very strong fan of? Maybe a movie series, maybe an
I well,
anime, maybe
just get to the point. There's no reason in asking this. Just say what you're gonna say.
well, I find it interesting that you don't really want to engage with the question.
Do you have a point that you're driving at?
My point is that we can pretty easily calculate and come to a analyzation of one's dedication to their interests. I don't have any tattoos, but as a person who grew up watching a lot of old Godzilla movies, I one day intend to get the katakana of my Lord and Savior somewhere on my body because I am a dedicated and big fan of the big green lizard. Now, one would probably say that the difference between me and somebody who just went to the movies and saw a Godzilla movie once in the last couple of years probably a little bit different. I'm probably a bit more of a devotee to that property. Same with if somebody wore the Batman costume that you kindly threw up in the Discord chat. Here, let me show my audience the example. I
Okay.
realized I never
Please
pulled this
do.
over.
Mhm.
Uh, but you
Yes,
can kind of tell
that's
when
clearly not
somebody's a little
Batman.
bit more interested and a little bit more devoted to like whatever their media interests, whatever their ideological differences, whatever it might be.
Mhm.
And we've seen through his social media posts and his tattoos that I would like to emphasize again probably cost at least $100 to a couple $100 to have put onto his body
Okay.
for the
So
rest
you,
of his
oh,
life.
that's
Which
great.
to which
Okay.
to me, which to me, you can say I'm a libtard. You can say whatever you want. But getting a tattoo kind of tells me that you have a devotion to something that's a little bit greater than just casually knowing or being into something. That kind of
Okay.
tells me you're a big fan of that.
Okay. Is this Batman? This guy seems a little bit more devoted. Uh, check out the image.
Uh-huh. Is he wear well it depends. Is he
So
wearing
this
it
is
every
Batman.
day? Is he wearing it every day?
I don't know, but I'm using your logic here. He's more devoted. That's a much more expensive
Yep.
getup.
Yep.
Okay, so this is Batman then.
Well, no, I didn't say it's Batman. I said that they have a devotion to whatever source it is, whether it be
Okay, well, this
media,
guy's more
entertainment,
committed.
whatever.
This guy's
Yeah.
more committed.
And the
He
guy who shot
obviously
up in the
spent more
Texas mall
time.
was
Yeah.
more committed to Nazism. So much so that he got
Okay.
a tattoo of it.
Okay.
Which,
So this is Batman.
again, I'm not saying that they identify as Batman. Identifying as Batman was a fictional character. I don't think anybody can
Mm,
identify as Batman.
okay.
Or I guess technically, if we're actually going by the comics here, anybody can identify as Batman. He's a symbol.
Okay. I have more
Batman's like a
visual aid.
symbol, isn't he?
I have another visual aid. So if somebody has Nazi iconography, let's just get to the point. So somebody has Nazi iconography on them. No, don't sigh. I'm getting to somewhere with this.
Mm-hmm.
So you identify a Nazi by the type of symbols that they use and such. Okay, can I ask you something? Are these Nazis?
Are these Nazis? I
Are
don't
those
see
is that
swastikas. I also don't
oh,
know what this
okay.
image is.
Okay, so you want one with swastikas? Is that what you're saying? Or do
Is
you
this the based on the color scheme actually, is this the Azov battalion by any chance?
yes.
Oh,
Are
lovely.
they
I love
Nazis?
the Azov battalion. They can go and kill other fascists and die on the battlefield.
Okay, so you are saying that you like a
I
Nazi
like Nazis
neo-Nazi
dying. I
militia.
like Nazis dying. That's what I like.
You like a neo-Nazi militia. So you're okay with some Nazis
I
but not
like them
others.
going to go fight Russian fascists and dying. That's what I want. I
Okay, so
want them
you
to take
okay,
their brain addled the fucking ideology to the battlefield
okay.
and get drone strike
Okay, so
by
you admit
Russians. That's what I want.
so you do admit that those are Nazis though, right?
Probably. I don't have a
What do you
history
mean
on the Azov
probably?
battalion. I mean, I'm assuming it's the Azov battalion just based on the color scheme. For all I know, you picked a random
Okay.
picture. But I'll
Well,
give
here,
you that it's
here
probably the Azov battalion. What's your point here?
well here's
What's
the
your point here?
NBC
Why are we
here's the
talking about the Azov
NBC
battalion?
sure, here's the NBC News article that I pulled the image
Cool.
from.
It's an
I mean,
opinion.
even it's being published by a source that I assume you trust since you are a
I mean,
leftist
it's just an
center.
opinion. They're like anybody can have an opinion. I don't care if it comes from NBC News, CNBC, MSNBC, Fox News. Opinions are opinions.
Opinion pieces do usually have some sort of facts to back up their argument, though. I mean, I don't
I'm
think
sure
you
they
need to
do.
argue about
What's your
that.
point? What's your point?
Okay, so you acknowledge that these are indeed Nazis in a neo-Nazi militia, right?
Sure.
Okay, and so
Why are we talking about this?
but you're okay
What
with
does this
these
have to
guys.
do with what does this have to do with a Texas shooter who identifies as a Nazi because they have tattoos
Okay, so
of swastikas?
well, it just seems that you're okay with one set of Nazis and then not another.
What do you
Instead of
mean okay with?
well, you're qualifying it by saying, "Well, I'm okay with these guys because of X, Y, and
Wait,
Z,"
wait.
but
I'm
you're
okay
not
with them
okay with
dying
the
the
other
same
ones.
way I was okay with the Nazi in Texas dying. I like Nazis
Mhm.
dying. It's the most American thing in the world. There's nothing
Okay,
more American than apple pie and killing Nazis.
okay. How many Nazis have you killed?
Have I killed? Not enough,
Yeah,
sadly.
why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not in the military. I don't live in I don't live in a war zone, and luckily we don't live in a battlefield world. So
Oh,
I've yet to have to run into
but
one.
you
And
said, but you said there's nothing more American than that. So you're
uh-huh.
un-American?
It would also be un-American to like not like apple pie. Maybe
Mm.
I don't like apple pie. I actually do. I fucking love apple pie.
Okay.
Are you asking me why I don't walk out and of my house every day with my
Well, you should put your money
with
where
like
your
my
mouth is.
well, no, I don't have to do that because I'd like to live in a
Oh,
society
you
where there
don't.
isn't violence committed by
Oh.
random
So
people.
you're okay with just calling for violence from behind the safety of your computer screen?
What do you mean? First of all,
Well,
that
you said
Nazi was
you
killing
enjoy
people and then was killed by I
you
believe
enjoy.
a an off-duty like cop or something. So I think that's a pretty popular position, honestly.
Mhm.
I think
Okay.
people
Well, anyway,
I think people killing Nazis who are in the process of committing mass murder is actually rather good for society. That's what I think.
well, why don't you go do some preemptive measures? Go round up a bunch of
Because I'm not a
Fortran
Nazi.
trolls.
I don't do preemptive violence. That's a Nazi
Oh, so
thing.
Nazism just means violence. Okay, this is the
No,
level.
no. Nazis
This is
have
the
a has a
level of
predilection
discourse on
to
Twitch.
you
This
fucking
is the
idiot.
level
You
of
came on here and
discourse on
showed me a
Twitch.
fucking picture of some fucking kid's costume for Halloween to make a point about Nazis. This person wasn't
Nazism is when
wearing
violence
a
happens.
Halloween outfit. They got a tattoo, you moron. Can I ask you what exactly is your I guess motivating factor here? What like why do you feel the need to defend this guy? What's the
I'm not defending
why are you
him.
defending Nazis?
I'm trying to point out the hollowness of your statements here
The
because you're
hollowness
okay.
of what?
I mean, for your own
Nazis
statements,
can
you're okay with
die in
you're okay
piss.
with
Is if
you're
that's
okay.
hollow, I got
Yeah,
no problem
you're
if that's hollow. I don't care if it's
sure.
surface level.
You're
I don't like
but you're
Nazis.
also okay with one group of Nazis, and then you're not okay with another. It's not even consistent.
What do you mean? When have I said I'm okay with
Oh,
one
you
group
defend
over the other?
Azov You defend the Azov battalion.
When did I
because
defend?
the liberal media says
What did
it's
I say about
okay.
the Azov battalion? Tell me what I said.
You said you're okay with them receiving our tax dollars.
Is that what I
basically.
said? Chat, is that
Yes,
what I said? Is that what I
that's
said?
exactly That's the
Is that what
implication
I
of what
said?
you're saying.
Okay, this is what I want you to do. This VOD is going to be up on Twitch and it's going to be up on my YouTube channel. I want you to go back and tell me that I said that I'm okay with them getting, military aid or whatever. Not once did I say that. I said
Well,
I am
tell you
happy
what,
for
one
them
of your
to
5
go onto the
subscribers can
battlefield
look at it
and
later.
get fucking killed by fascist Russians. That's what I said.
Okay. Well, now that you've clarified that, that's still saying that you're okay with them receiving our aid from the United States.
It's really
You just-
funny. It's really funny that you can't actually like quote me correctly, which tells me that you have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
That's not a quote. I didn't say that's what you said. I said
That
that's
no,
the
wait. You didn't say that's what I said. I'm gonna
that is the
delegate back to Chad again. Did he not, or did
That's
he,
the
or did he
implication.
say?
Well, I'm clarifying.
Was
it
he
now.
say that
That's
he's
the
quoting me?
implication of what
Okay,
you
so
said.
so I didn't say that. You're saying that I said that.
No, I said that's the implication of what you're saying.
Okay, that okay. Then be fair. Say what it actually is.
Well, I just clarified it, so hopefully we can move on.
Sure. I don't like. How many people are in the Azov battalion, by the way, compared to all the other Russian forces?
Oh, okay, so you're qualifying it numerically now. Well,
I'm
Azov
just wondering if you have any kind of idea.
Okay, we can look that. Do you want to look that up right now? I don't have
It would
these
be like
numbers
having
memorized.
five skill points in Nazism in Russia.
What?
Have like 15 kill points. Sorry, I was reading chat.
What?
I was just reading chat.
What did it say?
That the Azov battalion's like a 5 on the Nazi scale, and Russia's on like a 15.
That's retarded. What does that even mean?
The Azov battalion is one battalion
Like,
within
think
an
about-
entire country's
Like
fighting
when
force.
when
The other one is Russia, the entire
when
fighting
you-
force of
when you-
Russia.
when you
Again,
say
I still
I
don't
ask you
understand
something?
why
Hang on.
are we talking about this? Why are we
when
talking
you
about
say-
the Azov battalion?
do you think before words come out of your mouth?
I don't need to. I'm just that smart.
What you said something about skill points. What are you talking about?
What?
What are you saying? What does that mean?
I'm saying that Russia has more Nazis in their fighting force than Ukraine does. That's what I'm overall saying.
There are no open neo-Nazi militias in Russia.
Okay. Sure.
Well,
If that-
okay, name one. Name one of them.
Russia has more actualized elements of Nazism than Ukraine. Yeah.
Okay, that you can say that, but give me an example.
I don't know why I don't have them like in front of me, and I don't care. Why are we talking about this? You
Well, so
came
which
on.
one is it? You don't care or you don't know? I mean,
I just said I don't
One or
know
the other.
and I don't care. What did I say? I said I don't know. I don't have it in front of me, and I don't care because that's not
Well-
what we're talking about right now.
well, that's how
You
you-
brought
that's
in
how
the
Russians
Azov
are.
battalion
No
because you
fact.
wanted to
You just don't
pivot to
know.
something that has nothing to do with the Texas Allen shooter. Again, I'm really curious. What is your interest in this?
I'm trying to illustrate the
Mhm.
difference between some random psychotic person
Uh-huh.
and then another group of people with ostensibly who share the same.
What makes them
ideology.
random and psychotic?
Well, hang on. You can't cut me off when I'm trying to explain what I mean.
Go ahead, finish your sentence, and I'm going to ask the same question.
Okay, why is it so? One of the some random psychotic gunman who could have chose any other ideology. All of a sudden, there's this talk about Nazism, but when American tax dollars are going to open, they make no secret about this, neo-Nazi militias funded by our tax dollars. There isn't any kind of media controversy about that. Okay, the media doesn't talk about Nazism in relation to that, at least not the mainstream media. But now the mainstream media focuses on Nazism when it's a Hispanic nutcase who goes on a killing spree, who could have chosen any other ideology to adopt.
Too
So I
bad
don't
they
think it
didn't.
was the
That's really
ideo- was the
it's really
ide-
inconvenient that he picked being a Nazi. I know. It's very inconvenient for your side.
What's my side?
It seems like either reactionaries, possibly fascists. I don't know. You seem to be defending a
No.
Nazi a lot, so
I'm not.
you know
if
I'll
are-
do you the grace by not calling you a Nazi, but you're not making it very easy on me.
If you're so simple-minded that you think that I'm a Nazi because I said that some psycho is not actually indicative of any kind of ideological commitment, then I don't know what to tell you.
Wait, what do you mean? Okay, wait. How do you know they're a psycho?
Okay, normal people just go out and go on killing sprees.
Okay.
That makes sense.
But does that make them psychotic?
Yes, it does.
Interesting. So, if there was a politically motivated shooting, is that still psychotic?
Yes.
Okay, so they're just a psychotic Nazi then.
Sure, but they could have chosen anything else. I don't think that it
But
was
who?
the
Oh, wait,
Nazism
wait,
that
wait,
was
wait,
the
wait, 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 wait,
motivating
wait. If
factor.
they could choose anything else, don't you think it's relevant? Don't you think it's valuable for us to note that they picked Nazism? Don't you think that kind of tells us something about the ideology of Nazis? Don't you think that's a bit interesting? Could have been a left winger, but guess what? He wasn't. So
Well,
that's
sure. I
why.
mean, there was that gunman who opened fire on those people at the baseball field where they injured what's his face. I think was it Steve Scalise or whoever. I
Okay,
mean, that guy
that's
was,
one.
and
What year did
that's
that
one.
happen?
Oh, okay. So this is how it works. I can give you examples, and then you'll say, "Well, that was a long time ago." So these things just never happen.
No, because you're trying to argue that it doesn't matter what ideology are, that all of them are all created equally, and that they're all just as the what's the word I'm looking for, have a proportionate amount of violence tied to them, but they don't.
Incorrect.
Left wing
Incorrect.
ideologies do
That's not
not
what I'm
have
saying.
the
If
same
you let me
kind of
finish, if you let me finish, I
go
would be
ahead.
able to clarify what I
Oh
mean.
my goodness,
My
Claire,
point is
go
that
ahead, walk it back. It's fine. Go ahead, walk it back.
okay, my point is that in any of these instances, whether it's a left winger or a right winger,
Uh huh.
the ideologies don't really
Is
matter.
irrelevant.
Yes, because the
Why is it
motivating
irrelevant?
factor is not the ideology. They were going to commit these actions regardless. They just happened to choose something in order to justify their actions. Okay, that's the point.
Wait. So it's not being a Nazi didn't motivate him to go kill people. It was him wanting to go kill people that motivated him to be a Nazi. Is that really the line that you're drawing here?
I think that is a possible explanation for many of these extremist acts of violence. Yes,
It's
is
a
that you
possible
choose
explanation for
something.
almost every extreme thing. If you
Sure,
put if
but
you
you
put the
choose
cause
the ideology.
after, if you pick whenever you decide to draw the line of when they were motivated to do acts, you can explain almost anything away. Nothing,
Yeah,
nothing, nothing is ideological anymore under this mindset. You do understand that, right?
but
We can never
it's
understand the motivations of anybody.
the ideology is picked afterwards, not beforehand. I mean,
Wait,
it's
wait,
like a
wait. So
cycle.
wait. So he shot those people, then got Nazi tattoos. Then
No. I'm saying that the justification for his actions is created after the fact. I mean, this guy was going to do something anyway. It's just that he chooses
hmm
something in order to justify his behavior. So, for instance, a political cause. Now, this isn't exclusive to only the right. That's my point.
I I'm trying to. I'm really trying to understand your. So this isn't.
You seem flustered. Okay, what is the
No,
maybe
no,
I'm
no.
not
It's
getting
not that I'm
answered.
flustered. It's that this doesn't make any fucking sense.
Okay, well, I can clarify which part doesn't make sense to you.
All of it. I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me why he got the Nazi tattoos before he killed people instead of the other way around.
Okay, I see maybe where I'm not communicating this to you in the best way. I'm saying that this guy was a psychotic who
Uh
would have
huh.
likely committed
A
violent
Nazi, yes.
acts, but the ideology that he chose in order to justify his actions afterwards is almost irrelevant because it could have been anything. It might have not even, it could have ended up that he never chose a political ideology to justify his actions. For instance, Elliot Rodgers was not politically motivated in his manifesto,
So in a
right?
hypothetical situation, you're what you're saying right now is if we take his ideology out of this, we can just treat it as a random act of violence. If we run under the assumption that he just, it just so happens that he's a Nazi and then he shot up a mall.
Well,
That's what we're going with.
I'll be consistent with this and say that
Mhm.
that applies to people on the left end of the spectrum too.
You keep saying that. You keep saying that. Would you like to demonstrate more than like one example of left wing terrorism?
Oh, sure. I mean, where do you want to do you want to start in the U.S. domestically or internationally?
We're talking about the United States.
Okay, so you want to stick to the United States. Okay. I'll use the example of, for instance, the Weather Underground who planted explosives. We could maybe toss, for instance,
Did those
some of
go
the
off?
black. Yes,
Hmm.
and also we can go
Wait, wait,
on
wait,
to
wait. Where was this and when was this?
The 1960s. So I'm trying to. I can start maybe before the 60s, or I can go
Oh
from the
my
60s
god.
to
Can
the
you be
end
contemporary? Can you
and go.
not have to
Yeah,
stretch
I
all the
can
way
go
back to the
contemporary.
19 fucking 60s to give
Sure,
me some
I
left wing
can.
examples?
Sure, I can be. Yeah, I was gonna run you down a list. You didn't say what you wanted, so there's no need to act frustrated about it. You just asked me, and then I start giving you an answer, and then you say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Yeah, because you
whoa."
had to reach all the way back to the 1960s to give me an example when you've been talking like there's these millions of contemporary examples of left-wing violence. Plain and simple, there isn't. If you
Okay,
could point
since
me
you
to
s-
one that happened
you
last
have
week,
the hang
you could
you
and
have
you
the
would.
hangups about okay, you have hangups about the years. So why don't you just specify which years you want me to include since you have the issue?
Oh my god, this is painful.
It's not painful because you're the one
You're
interrupting.
taking years off of my life, right? I hope you know that. I hope you get some joy out of that. You're taking years off of my life with this.
How about you just tell me what years you want me to include?
Give me like the last decade.
The last decade. So that would include that shooter
Wouldn't
on the
include
baseball stadium.
1960s. Yes, it would include that one shooter in the I think that was what 20 I actually remember that. That was like 2015, I think.
That was in 2016.
Sorry, 2016. Okay.
Okay, so you want within a decade. Okay, that counts as within a decade, right?
Sure.
Okay, and you want more. Okay, well we can go down the line.
I
Let's
would
see.
like you
You
to
have
just
also.
demonstrate to me how the left is just as violent as the right. That's what I would
Well,
really
hang
like for
on
you
a
to
second.
demonstrate.
Hang on a second. You can't just say, "Well, what do you want? How many answers do you want?"
Convince me. It should be easy,
Okay.
shouldn't it? You keep
Well,
making the
sure.
claim. It should be easy. So make the argument.
Well, you keep interjecting, so it's kind of
This is
hard, but
true.
I'll
I'm
try
sorry.
anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what. Okay, for instance, if we include acts of public destruction and
Fuck's
assault
sake.
by
Dude,
groups
dude,
such.
dude, dude. We are right now. I was in the middle of talking about a mass shooting. Can you give me something that isn't just some property destruction? Please, I'm begging you. Give me
Well, hang on a
something
second.
comparable.
For
Give
instance,
me
in the
apples and apples. Don't
yes,
give me if we include a
That's what
bunch of
I'm
other
driving
different
at.
kinds of crimes.
Yes, that's the direction that I'm headed in. For instance, during the I think the July 2020 insurrections in places like Seattle, for instance, in the Chaz zone, which is I think it was called something Chapel Hill Autonomous
I
Zone,
believe that was
which
Portland, actually.
Chaz was in Seattle,
Was
I
it?
believe. Yeah,
I Let me double check it for you.
and
I don't remember off the
yeah,
top of my head. It's one of the. I know it's one of those two. I know what you're referring to though.
okay. You're gonna interrupt me when I was correct.
Capital Seattle. Continue.
Okay. Anyway, Um, so you had the Chaz shootings where a couple of black teenagers were killed by Antifa demonstrators, right? That was
Sure.
covered in the news. That you don't consider that an act of terrorism when people cordon off an entire city block and make their own rules and then commit extrajudicial killings. It's not terrorism, is it?
I'd probably have to read a little bit more, but it sounds like terrorism.
Okay, so you can concede that that is an act of terror. Okay, that's one. That's well, and so
Well,
we can go
actually,
down the line. I mean,
this chatter makes a good point. Was that politically motivated, or was that a random act of violence?
I would have to check the details. I believe that it wasn't politically motivated, but it was
Okay,
the
so why
result
is it
of
left wing then?
political. Well, it's the result of careless political activity. I mean, you have to
Okay,
take some responsibility for your side's actions. You can't just constantly hand wave it all away. So
what it
when something
what
like that happens, you
you
have to at
can't
least
say
condemn
no,
it.
no, you can't say this. You can't give me the you need to be take responsibility for your side's actions. You're right now trying to downplay a fucking swastika tattooed
That's not my
shooter.
side. That's not. In fact, if anything,
What side is your side
swastikas,
then? Go ahead, tell me.
neo Nazis are closer to your side, considering that they have official support from the Biden
Oh my
administration, the people
Christ
that you
above.
voted for. That's not true. You didn't vote for Biden, right?
I did vote for
If you
Biden.
didn't,
Are you
you
back on
did.
the Azov? Dude, the Azov battalion thing's not interesting to me. Jesus Christ.
Just because you're not interested in it doesn't mean that it's not significant.
Oh my god. This is hurting my head.
I know. I'm dispensing a lot of truth.
No,
It's
you're
hard
no,
for you
you
to
no,
deal
you
with.
no, you're no, you're like lowering the IQ of everyone who's
I
in
don't
this
think
right now.
so. I don't agree with that.
So all you have is the Azov Battalion then? Is that it? Is that the only way that you're going to argue that Nazis aren't on the right? Is
Well,
that your argument?
Your side is okay with Nazism in certain contexts. Yes, that is true.
I'm okay with Ukraine getting arms, and if some of those arms make it into the hands of the Azov Battalion and they die on the battlefield, I'm okay with that. That's my stance.
You said it. You said it, not me. You said you're okay with Nazis getting your tax
That's fine.
dollars.
If you would like to if you would like to be reductive with that entire sentence, you're welcome to. If your brain can't fucking handle that level of nuance, which isn't very much, then you're welcome to. But do not get indignant with me like you know, like you're the intellectual here.
Yeah, your nuance isn't very significant. I mean, I heard the same type.
Yeah, it's not very deep. You're right. You are correct.
Hang on a second. I remember those similar justifications during the Syrian Dirty War, where the Obama administration was supporting groups like, what was it? You know, some of those. I believe it was Al-Aqsa, or one of those types of terrorist extremist organizations.
I believe it's Al-Aqsa. I believe, but I could be wrong.
Something.
I don't know how to pronounce.
Yeah. You guys, you know, the Obama administration was okay with sending money to those groups, and then what happens? They formed fucking ISIS. You know, it's like you guys.
You do know that, like, we trained like Al Qaeda, right?
Yes, that is true. Yeah,
right.
Osama bin Laden was a CIA operative. You know,
right?
It's like you
guys. Yeah.
So,
wait. You guys. Who was president during that time?
We're talking. Well, I was talking about the Obama administration. I'm just saying.
Well,
that, you know,
you keep saying you guys. I mean, this isn't. This is a pretty bipartisan thing. You know, funding terrorist groups around the world is that end up biting us in the ass. Unfortunately, is a pretty bipartisan.
But that's not going to happen with the Azov Battalion, right? There's no way. Nothing could come of that, right?
I don't know, but all I know is. Well, it's too bad that the Azov Battalion doesn't make up a large proportion of the Ukrainian fighting force, which again, you keep pivoting to the Azov Battalion because why again?
They're an extremely significant battalion, by the way. I mean, they have people
really
within the Ukraine. They have people within the Ukrainian government, even. I mean, I don't think
I'm sure there's supporters within the Ukrainian government. Are they most of them?
They are significant enough.
Significant. Yes, gotcha. Significant. Okay, cool. Doing a lot of heavy lifting. The word significant.
How totalizing does something have to be to have a significant influence within a government?
An actual meaningful influence, I would say, which isn't really necessarily done. I'm not going to give you a percentage because I have no idea. I hardly know anything about Ukrainian.
Okay, well, if you don't know, then we should
internal politics. Well, then you should probably start bringing up the Azov Battalion to run away from the fact that the guy in Texas is a Nazi. I don't know. I don't know why you keep bringing it up. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
My point is that you're okay with some of them. I'm not okay with any of them.
I'm okay with all of them dying. How about that?
Okay. But anyway, back to when it comes to the shooter.
It seems like you're like really okay with Nazis overall. You seem to really like the Azov Battalion. Nope. You seem to know a lot about them. And you seem to be very interested in defending the Texas shooter.
Knowing about a topic means that you would.
It's just a bit suspicious. It's just a bit suspicious.
You're just an idiot then. There's nothing to respond to.
My guy, my guy, you came on here. Your opening volley was a fucking Halloween Batman picture. Trust me.
Yeah, and I proved you got BTFO'd on that point.
Okay, sure. Tell the boys back on 4chan.
I don't use that.
I don't know if I believe you.
That's probably more of your wheelhouse.
Goodness gracious. Is there anything else? Is there anything else you'd like to be? Would you want to continue on your whole thing? I know you were making a point. Sure. It was stupid, but
well, sure. I mean, you mentioned 4chan, but you got all this anime stuff on your wall, right? I mean, 4chan is like an anime image board, is it not?
Does this look like anime to you?
This looks like something like that.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not pulling it off the wall. It's not anime.
Well, you've got some sort of anime stuff on your wall. I don't know what it is. I just think that the 4chan accusation is unfair when this is the person doing it.
Oh, I guess so 4chan. So everyone who likes anime is on 4chan now. Is that what we're going with?
I mean, that is what it originally was, right? An
anime came from 4chan. Got it.
Yeah, because that's what I said. I said that anime came from 4chan, not that it's a place where people have an interest in anime. Yeah, they're okay.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, is there any last point you'd like to make?
Yeah, I'd like to make the point that Nazism is evil and I don't approve of it, and that the Democrats are the real racists. And yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's basically about it. I mean, but when it comes to the shooter, that's a horrific act. People shouldn't go
Yep.
out and do those kinds of things.
Yeah,
And it
Nazis really
seems to
shouldn't.
me,
We probably should make sure
yeah,
that Nazis aren't allowed to buy guns.
I agree. Mass shooters, especially Nazis like the trans shooter, who was definitely some sort of right winger, which is why they're not releasing the manifesto because it's so potently right wing that it would cause.
Do you have some evidence for that one?
Do I have evidence for what?
Well, you said the trans shooter from I believe that was Nashville. I think that was Nashville.
Yeah,
Was a Nazi. Do
that
you have
was.
some evidence? How do you know that they're a Nazi and the guy who shot up the mall in Texas isn't a Nazi?
Do you think the transgender shooter was the Nazi?
Do I think so? No,
Yeah.
they
Well, it's
didn't.
hard to say. They won't
It's
release the
hard.
manifesto.
Is it hard to say? Is it hard to
Why
tell
do you
which
think?
one of those two people are Nazis?
Why do you think that they won't release the
I no 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 no.
manifesto?
Answer the question. Is it hard for you to tell between the Nashville shooter and the Allen Mall shooter which one is a Nazi? Is that
Well, they're,
actually hard for you to tell?
they're both deranged. But I guess the one with the swastikas would be the Nazi, right? That's your argument.
Well, I don't know. I'm asking you. You already know my answer. I can plainly look at those two people and figure out which one is and is not a Nazi based
I
on
think
just kind of
I
looking
think
at their social media activity
right.
and some
I don't
pictures.
think
But
that
it seems
I
like
don't
you
I
have
don't
a
think that
real trouble doing that, which is a bit
I don't think
odd, right?
I don't think a Hispanic schizophrenic is indicative of any sort of Nazism per se. I mean, that's like saying, well,
Wait. Are you a psychologist?
yeah, Dr.
You are.
Boost, read my name. Yes.
Ah, yes. So you put doctor. So you're a psychologist then.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you tell me how you know that they're schizophrenic?
Yes. Well, maybe not necessarily schizophrenic.
Not schizophrenic. Okay. Okay.
My
Mhm.
diagnosis, sir, would be batshit crazy. That is my diagnosis.
They did get swastikas tattooed on them. I would say that's pretty batshit crazy. Yeah.
Okay, but why is it that they don't release the transgender manifesto after all this time, but yet all these details about this alleged Hispanic white supremacist are all over all over the news, all over every media
Are you
outlet?
okay? So I have a question. Are you actually asking? Do you actually want to hear the answer as to why they haven't released the manifesto for
I'm
the Nashville
curious.
shooter?
I am curious of your explanation for it.
Okay, my explanation is simple. It is that the Nashville shooter clearly had like their manifesto, had their writings. It looked like, I believe it was in like a physical book, and they found a bunch of social media stuff and all the rest of that stuff, right? And this guy went on social media, kind of got a swastika tattoo, posted about it online, posted about wanting to kill people. So when the police in Nashville go and I believe they killed the shooter in Nashville, go to their house and investigate, they're gonna look through their stuff. They're gonna probably read through all of it, go through all of their posts, and are probably still working on it. Whereas the dude online in this Allen shooting in Texas, they did the exact same thing, and it was rather obvious from the bat what was a non-zero chance of a motivating factor. And that's why the stuff got online faster. It's mainly because it's probably not that deep, and it's most likely just he's a Nazi and a psycho. That's why he did it. We'll figure out why the Nashville shooter did what they did, and
Hang on a
I'll
second.
probably end up
No,
covering it
no,
when it
well,
happens.
no, hang on. Now you're wrong about the Nashville shooter
Mm-hmm.
because the manifesto was recovered almost instantly.
Did I say
It
it
just hasn't
wasn't?
been published.
I said,
It
yeah,
hasn't.
you're
Well,
right. It hasn't been published.
so they know the reasoning because they've looked. The
They might.
investigators have
I
looked
mean,
at
for
the
all I know,
manifesto.
wait, are you on the police force? Do you know if they're still investigating right now? Has their investigation ended?
I don't know if their investigation has completely ended, but I know that they have the manifesto and are aware of its
Okay,
contents, which they won't publish.
sure.
So you're telling me that
That's
they
up to
haven't.
that. Well, you do know these are two different police forces, right? You're aware that not all police are literally the same, right?
This is your argument. They just haven't had the time to comb through it or
Well,
something.
no, they just haven't decided to release it yet. That's why. They're
Okay,
probably.
well,
I would argue that they're probably still investigating. And if you were, I'm gonna make a jump here and say you're probably at least mildly pro police, or at the very least pro the process. Then let them do what they do. They're gonna be
No,
investigating.
I'm not.
We're gonna
I
hear
never
about
said
it
I'm pro.
eventually.
No, I never said I'm pro police.
So
No.
you're not pro police. Okay, cool. Well, as
I don't even know what that means.
as a
I don't know what
person,
that. I don't know what that.
who comes from a police family, let me say that not all investigations are quick, and not all information that makes it out to the public is at the behest or at the request of police forces, especially when it comes to online social media presences. Unfortunately, once people get a name and can find the person online, you can track them fairly easily. Why they haven't released the manifesto, that's a question for the Nashville Police Department. And,
Okay.
if we're going to, I like police procedure. I like them to go through the process, the legal
I'm sure
process
you do.
of investigating and everything else that they're supposed to do. And if they've decided we're not releasing anything yet, we want to come to a full conclusion, I got no problem with that.
Oh,
But
okay. So you're
obviously,
saying
all the
that
rest of this shit,
you're
uh
you're saying that the Nashville Police Department's just incompetent then. Okay, maybe that's
I
true.
mean,
Because
for all I know, they
if
might be. I don't know. I don't
okay,
live there.
because we have an established precedent of other mass shooters and their manifestos were published almost instantly as the crimes were
Whoa,
reported.
wait. But a lot of that is mainly because they post them online. They put it out into the world to be like read and everything else. A lot of mass shooters go through the process of writing out their manifesto and then sending it out. They want that to gain attention. It doesn't seem like the Nashville shooter did that part. They didn't distribute their manifesto out to a bunch of different
The
channels.
purpose for
From
the
what we know, from
manifesto
what I
is supposed
remember,
to be
they
read.
talked to one person and wrote in their own personal journal. But that's different from posting it and publicizing your ravings before you go and kill people. It's very different.
I don't know if all of them were publishing all their stuff online, but
Quite a few
regardless,
were.
but that's not even the point. The point is that a manifesto was written. It was
Hmm.
obtained after the shooting, right? We know that they are in possession of it, but they don't release what's in it. And we don't even know if it'll ever be released. Maybe they're waiting for the story to be
Why wouldn't
brushed
it
under
be
the rug.
released? It will
I
eventually
don't
be
know.
within public
That's a
record
question. I mean,
because
that
they're
is
going to have
ultimately
to do. They're gonna
okay.
have to
Then
enter it
with
into public record at some point.
that, if that's the case, then maybe they're waiting for the story to for the hubbub around the story to subside and then quietly drop it. I don't know,
Why do you
but
think? Wait,
it
wait,
seems
wait.
that they're making.
When would the
It
hubbub
seems
subside?
it's.
There's people
I don't.
protesting in Tennessee gun violence right now.
Well, I don't know. You see, that's a question that I would love to be able to ask somebody who's close to Nashville law enforcement. Why are you guys
What does this
stopping to
have?
publish?
Where?
Why won't
mm,
they publish the Tranifesto? I would love to be able to see what's in it.
Why do you?
And I think that
What relevance does this have to the Allen shooting? You keep reaching for these other topics, but you don't seem to want to talk about
it's
this shooter.
it's not another topic. It is part of the same topic.
Wait, it's part of the same topic. How is it? How are they related? Draw me the connection.
How are mass shootings related? Well, gee, let me think. Because they're mass shootings, right? Where people die, it's significant, right?
Yeah, they are both
Okay.
news events that happen in what, probably a couple thousand miles away from each other.
Well, I think that you're more. I think you're probably just more sympathetic to the Nashville shooter, probably. But I'm not sympathetic to either of them. That's my point.
Seems like you're sympathetic to one of them a lot more than the other. Seems like you're
No.
very interested in talking about one of them and not talking about the other also.
Oh, okay. How so?
Well, every time we get to talking about the Nazi in Allen, you decide to talk about the Azov Battalion and hypocrisy, and then Nashville, and then we do a whole cycle. So that would be why.
Mhm. It just seems you're trying. You try to insinuate a lot without ever directly saying what it is that's on your mind.
Say that again. I was reading. I'm sorry.
You insinuate a lot. You never actually just come out and say what you want to say.
About what? What have I dithered on? I've been pretty open about basically every
There was a
statement I've
lot.
made.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There was a lot of dithering there. I mean, that's how I interpreted this. Some of your responses. It just seems like you're dithering. Kind of
Dithering on
gibberish.
what? Dithering on what? What have I been
You're
unclear
saying
about?
you said that, oh, I'm more focused on one than the other when I clearly said they're both terrible. Come on now.
Wait,
I think all
wait,
the
wait, wait. You coming to an assessment that they're both terrible is not the same as you giving both of them the same amount of interest. We both
because
make the
one
assessment that
there's
both
a
are
lot of
bad.
secrecy
But the
there's a lot of
difference is
secrecy
what people
shrouded around
focus
one of
on.
them. Yeah, there's a lot of secrecy shrouded around one of them,
See, you're
particularly the
calling
one
it
where they won't
secrecy
publish
though.
the
There's just
manifesto.
you don't know. It's not secrecy, it's that you personally don't know. There's an entire police force investigating this shooting. I can promise you.
They're gonna bury it under the rug, man. Let's this forget it, man. This is Chinatown. Everything's corrupt.
I mean, there's certainly elements of our government that is corrupt, but again, you came on here to talk
They're
about
trying to cover
this
they're trying to
shooting.
cover for
Why are we
they're
why are
okay,
we still talking about
I'll just get to the
Nashville?
point. I'll just get to the point.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say what I'm thinking. I think that
Okay.
they're covering up.
Mm-hmm.
They won't release the Tranifesto
Okay.
because within the Tranifesto is probably a call
It's
to
probably
arms
gotcha.
for other transgenders to go on to commit similar acts of terror
Mm-hmm.
against the public. That's probably what's in there. That would be my guess. And I would be willing to actually put money down on that bet.
Do you
If you'd
think
like to
that
put
okay?
down
Quick question. Do you
if
think
you'd like
that
to put down some money on that.
do you think in this Nazis manifesto that he ever calls for further violence from his community?
Yeah, and that's bad.
All right, so what's unique about this?
Well, for some reason, one gets published and talked about, but the other one's kind of buried under the rug. They won't publish the Tranifesto.
Oh my god. You're
That-
very interested in this. Again, you know it's going to get published eventually, right? You'll get to learn why it happened. It's not going to be a mystery for the rest of your life.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what's actually released as public information.
So what are you going to do when the manifesto comes out and it's a random act of violence?
I'll give you $50.
Okay.
A man
I'll
of
be
my
I'll
word.
be waiting for that. I'll be waiting for that dono.
But you owe me $50 if it's the other way around. You see?
No, I'm not giving you anything.
Oh, you're not. Then it's not a bet. How is
I
that
didn't say it was a
if-
bet. I said just what are you going to do? I'm just
Oh,
curious.
okay. Well, do you want to make? Do you want to make a bet then?
No,
I'll
I'm okay.
honor my
I'm not.
end.
I'm not really a gamble guy. I'm a gambling guy.
Oh, come on. Surely you have. Don't you have faith in your positions and all that stuff? I mean, we can.
I
Put
can have
money
faith.
on the
I can
line.
have faith all I want. That doesn't mean I don't pay the bills with faith, friend.
I'll tell you what. I'll buy you 50. I'll purchase. I'll give you $50 worth of Twitch subs or something, right? And then if I'm right, you give me $50.
I don't even think
How
you can
about
give me
that?
subs. I'm not an affiliate.
Okay, is there a charity you want me to donate money to? Maybe.
Sure. You can donate to like I don't know. I don't know charities off the top of my head. What's a somebody give me a good charity. What? $50 to the yeah, there it goes. 50 bucks to the Azov battalion. That's what I want.
No. I don't donate to terrorist groups. You'll have to actually pick a legitimate charity.
Okay. Pay $50 extra to the IRS so that it can get distributed to the Azov battalion.
No, I'm not doing that either. Okay, so you're just trying to weasel your way out of a bet. Okay, that's
I'm just making fun of you, that's all. I'm just goofing you.
okay. Well, it just seems to me like you didn't really have. David might, you gave it your best shot, but you didn't really come prepared to this debate. So
It's really funny, your superiority complex. It is very entertaining, I will say.
well, I mean, this is my show after all. So
Like it's just a lot. I don't. Do you have any other points you'd like to make? Anything else? Any other Nazis you'd like to claim aren't Nazis before I let you go and continue with my segment?
any other Nazis that I'd like to claim are not Nazis? Well,
Yes.
it depends. I mean, I think your side calls a lot of people Nazis that aren't Nazis per se. I mean,
Mhm.
you guys will call basically anybody to the right of Obama a Nazi usually. So, and that's who you guys worship is Obama.
I mean, Obama is like center right, so yeah.
Yeah. So anybody to the right of Obama is a Nazi. I mean, if that's the width of the net that you cast, I guess everybody's you have a lot of Nazis on your hands.
Right. I mean, we do have a issue with fascism in this country. That is true.
Oh, okay.
This is
Who are
true.
the fascists? What can you name any of them? Who are
The
the
Republican
fascists?
Party. The Republican
Oh,
Party.
the Republican Party
The
are
Republican
fascist.
Party. Yep.
Can you
Yep.
explain to me how
Yep.
a party, and I'm not saying I'm a fan of the
I just
GOP,
want you to know.
right?
I just want you to know. I'm not going to because we're ending this call
Okay,
because
so
I
you
have to move on.
concede because you lost the debate.
Well,
You just want to
sure,
say a
sure, sure,
bunch of
sure, sure,
people
sure,
are
sure, sure, sure,
fascists,
sure, sure,
and then just leave it
sure, sure,
right
sure, sure,
there.
sure, 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 sure,
So
sure, sure. You can tell yourself that. That's fine. I'm
no,
okay with you.
I
I'm
think
okay with you believing that.
that's an
If that will
established
help
fact
you,
because
if that will help you
you're
sleep,
running away from the debate.
well, no, dude, I got to move on. I have other things to talk about. Also, I'd like to finish the segment I'm on.
Well, just
And
for the record,
you're kind of taking up
I want this marked on the record that you lost the debate.
what record? Do you think there's like a little tally mark somewhere that
Yeah, don't
people?
don't you have a chart you can pull up?
Let's see. Oh, here we go. Common themes of fascism among fascist movements include authoritarianism, nationalism, including racial nationalism, hierarchy and elitism, and militarism. Other aspects of fascism, such as its myth of decadence, anti-egalitarianism, and totalitarianism, can be seen to originate from these ideas. Yeah, that sounds like the Republican Party to me. Yeah, that sounds.
So you're continuing the debate then.
I was just reading a comment. I was just reading a chat.
Well, did
Just
you read
reading
that
chat.
for me or for yourself?
Kind of for both of us. Yeah,
For both of us. Okay.
I'm an egalitarian, so I read it for everybody.
Okay,
You know,
so
I
that means that
thought
you
it
want
was a
that means
very good
sure.
a
Yeah,
very good
that
message
means that you
that
want to
everybody
continue
can
the debate since you're still talking to me. I mean, okay, you gave me something, now I have to respond to it. Okay,
I don't know. Well, first of all, friend, you're on this show. I allow you to respond to something if I deem it worthy of response.
okay, I pulled up the chat. Okay, I'm looking at it now. I can
Mhm.
debunk this piece by piece
So
if
was the
you want.
Soviet Union was
Common themes
fascist?
among fascist movements include
Yes.
authoritarianism. Okay, so
Ugh.
authoritarianism is a feature of
Okay, buddy,
fascism, right?
buddy, buddy,
Okay,
buddy. Can I pause you for a second? I'm going
all right.
to hang up on you. You are going to have a moderate night, depending on where you are, and you can argue in chat with the other
Okay, thanks for
chatters.
your concession.
But yeah, you can go do that.
Okay,
Just
for the
don't.
record,
In the
for the
meantime,
record, I
don't. In the
won.
meantime, don't get any Nazi tattoos. It might give people the idea that you are a Nazi. Just saying, just an idea. But if you don't
Okay,
think
well
that that's
that's an
indicative,
incredible way to lose a debate. Okay, well,
well, see you later.
yeah, I guess you gave it your best shot. I guess.
Bye. Goodbye. Jesus Christ. We are moving on. Jesus Christ. The thing. The thing that they tell like at the end of all YouTube videos where they tell you to like click on one of these like things to watch more videos. Yeah, I've been meaning to film one of those. So that's what I was doing. I was just setting it up to film one.